Hello, and welcome back again to this lovely bearded face. It is time for another manga log because February ended. It went by so fast, mostly because it was the shortest month of the year. But to get started on this, February was nice for me. I didn't really read that much though. Yeah, quite literally, this is the least amount of manga that I've read since starting my manga log, and that is saying something. So, let's get into the numbers, and I will then tell you how this manga log is going to differ than the other manga logs that I have been doing in the last year or so, and let's just get on with this. So, manga volumes that I've read, 29, comics, 0, and finished 0. So, yeah, didn't even break 30 this time. Got really close, but I just didn't feel like reading all that much, and for the most part, that happens sometimes. Sometimes I feel like reading uncontrollably. I voraciously consume manga like it's going and leaving like a famine, but other times I'm just like, meh. It happens. I was busy finishing up, Octopath Traveler before the sequel came out. Haven't gotten around to playing the sequel yet. I own it, but just haven't gotten around to it. But I did play Hi-Fi Rush. That's a great game. So, yeah. Anyways, on to how I'm going to do this. So, I am going to talk about the one new series that I started, and then go into a few series that I have been continuously reading, and actually give you an update on those. So, let's get on with the one series that I started reading in the month of February 2023. Alright, onto the one series that I started in the month of February. And that is, it's going to be a Yuri, so just have you know that, and that is Black and White, Tough Love at the Office. This just seemed interesting, because I never seen a Yuri where the two leading ladies look like they beat the shit out of each other. They did. I don't like, this is a weird thing, but it's a strange, like, it's not a healthy relationship. I'm just gonna say that, but yeah. So the two different ladies, there is, I'm gonna pronounce these names wrong, Shirakawa Junko and Karada Karo, so Shira Karo, are essentially two co-workers. Karo, I think is how you pronounce it, transferred in from overseas, and, you know, she is just like fitting in and all that, and Sarako, again, I'm mispronouncing it, sue me, is like the normal office lady. They essentially start butting heads because office politics, and then they go into a conference room one night and then beat the ever-loving shit out of each other to the point where they start doing it. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Does this happen? What? So, yeah, and then it goes back to them trying to pretend and save face, and it's weird but interesting because why would you beat each other up? It's just, I don't know. I've only met a few people in my life that would beat up. I've never met anyone that I would want to do it with, but, you know, it's one of those situations where I'm like, is this a thing that people do? Do I just not know this? I don't know. So, it was interesting. I will probably continue to read, mostly because, like I said, this is the very different Yuri than I've ever read, or any romance that I've ever read, where the two main, like, love interests beat the ever-loving shit out of each other. So, yeah, I can't really show you too much because there are some scenes in there that YouTube would not like. So, let's move on to series that I've continued to read and read in the month of February. So, I picked 4 series. Again, there's not that many that I wanted to talk about that I have been continuing to read, that I even have some videos out for, but and have mentioned in the past. So, mostly this is just an update on how I feel about these 4 series and how I feel like they are progressing well. So, let's get in with it. I don't know why I did that. Alright, so one that I feel like a lot of people know, it might be not that surprising, or it may not, or maybe. I don't know what my words are today. So, on to the first one that I've continued to read, and that is My Hero Academia. I have had a video on this for a while, and it was, I think I made that when I had volume 24, 23, around there. I can't remember off the top of my head because it was, within the first year or so of me making this channel. But My Hero Academia is a series that I've been reading for quite some time, and it has grown on me many times. At points I feel like it's drawn out, and other times I feel like it doesn't explain certain parts here and there, but all in all, I'm happy with how the story is developing. It's not the best story in the world, but at the same time, I feel like it's good enough for what it's trying to do, and that is superheroes. And I feel like a lot of people do know what My Hero Academia is, so I'm not going to go into too much detailed synopsis of it. It is one of the most popular series out there right now. But as of right now, in the story, Midoriya is just trying to figure out how to fully use all his powers that he has now, and the fact that the ramifications that happened after the major war, essentially between the heroes and the villains, and the aftershocks that are felt around there, and the people that have died because of it, which I wasn't expecting. And I wish that some of the characters didn't die. What the fuck? But it is all in all pretty well done. I wish that some characters got more development and some characters were able to shine a little bit more, but for what it is doing well. And for what the ending is probably going to be, I hope that more characters are able to shine as we go into the final arc. Will that happen? I don't know. I have heard some things online from the chapters that are out there that somewhat it's doing that, but at the same time I'm hearing conflicting. So, all in all, for what I have read, it is doing well. It could be doing better, but it is what it is. So, from there, okay, didn't want to accidentally unplug this mic. From there, there's one that I haven't really read, talked about too much recently, but I have been reading it, and I kind of want more of it, but it is what it is. So, it is So I'm a Spider. So what? I've been reading this for a while as well. It is just one of those series that I kind of picked up randomly and have continued to like and enjoy it. But yeah, it's an isekai if you don't know, and it is essentially one of the best ways to show growth as a character. From volume 1, where the main character, who I can't remember her name right now, gets reincarnated into a spider, a monster spider, and essentially has to work her fucking ass off to survive and grow and actually not die, which is better than most. Like most isekai that are out there, you have the characters, grow up in the world and are automatically super strong. And if you were to look at it from any other point of perspective than hers, then you would be like, the first time you meet her, wow, she's way overpowered. But because you are seeing it from her perspective, you know the amount of hours, the grind that she put in to get to the point where she doesn't have to really fear too much about everyday life. Granted, there are still some major strong characters out there that want to fuck her up, but overall, she is doing great, and I enjoy it and love it for it. It's really good. I would recommend it. It's one of the few isekais that I like that show growth. I wish more isekais had that. So, alright. On to one that I know I definitely had a video on, and have talked about, and one that is slowly going to be ending soon for the serialization in the West, and that is Golden Kamuy. Golden Kamuy, one of my favorite series, just based off of the fact that you have this one goal and all these different parties that come together to find this one goal, which is gold. A huge treasure trove of gold, and all the different factions that are trying and vying for the gold and using mind games and the deaths that happen and the weirdness that's in it, and it's really solid. I am so happy that I started reading this when I did and have continued to read it. It is one of those series that I recommend a lot of people read, and it just keeps on growing as, they move ever forward to the end. And, it's really ramping up as, I think I looked up, I think we have 33 volumes in the series, and, this is 27, and I have 28, so haven't gotten around to reading that, but I'm going to be sad when this ends, but also so interested to see how it ends, and maybe at some point in the future I'll reread this and give a more in-depth review or discussion on it now that I've read the entire series. So yeah, highly recommend it. If you want a very interesting treasure hunter multiple treasure hunters trying to all get to the same goal at the same time before the other people are, and then also the thought process of how are they going to secure it between all the other people. It is a lot of things, and also a lot of questions about how morality plays into this gold that you want. Is it better to give it to the people that used to have it, or is it better to take the gold selfishly to cure someone of blindness, or is it better to essentially take the gold and become their own country? It is a lot of questions that are each of the different factions are asking and trying to get. So all in all, Golden Kamuy, very good series, highly recommend, and it's going to be ending soon, which I'm sad. I want more, but hopefully it has a good ending. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about the ending. I am trying not to. So from there, we have one that I've read a few times, but haven't done not a few times, but I've been reading for a while as well, and have talked about here and there on a video or two. And that is Snow White with the Red Hair. This has been one of my favorite series, just because of the character dynamics and how the characters grow to care about one another, and it isn't just your average shoujo, oh man, the main girl and the main guy, they'll get together eventually, which they will, but they actually show affection for one another. They are trying to work towards a place where they can both be together and happy, and the other characters are not just background noise. They are quite literally their own realized characters that I am so happy to see them grow, as well as have the relationships grow. At one point I thought, because there was a marriage being talked about in the series, that I thought these two characters were going to marry, but no, they're not, because one of the characters doesn't have the emotional growth, or he had a lot of emotional baggage as well as a lot of baggage, and they talked it out and understood each other, and the person that she's now going to be marrying is actually, I didn't really care for him, but they seem well together, and they're working out how to actually function as a couple, and I was surprised about that, and surprised about Zen and Shiryuki's relationship, how they are growing as each of them are moving into where they are supposed to be, with Zen getting his rulership in his own way, because he's not the main kingdom. not king, the kingdom. He is the second prince, so he's going to be going to his own section to rule as, that warden of that place. And Shiryuki is growing as her own character and being able to spread her wings, and it's very, very well good, and I love it. I enjoy it. It also makes me sad at points, and I'm happy that this story is able to convey what it needs to convey and is not shy of changing how people view other characters. I always thought those two characters were going to get together, but I feel like now that I've had some time to digest after reading up to that point and thinking about it, their relationship is better as a partnership, not as a couple. So yeah, it's really good, really solid. I would highly recommend, even if you're not into shoujos. It just has a lot of politics as well, and a lot of interesting dynamics between the different characters, and yeah, it's really good. So it's going to be a short one, but yeah, these are the ones that I would recommend reading that I've been reading for a while. They haven't been the ones that I've started, but yeah. So that's it. Let's end the video now. So that's the end. This is going to be one of the shorter ones because I didn't read that much, and it is what it is. I don't really have much else to say. I will be saying that as of the recording of this video, I will be finishing up the tattoo on my right wrist, filling out the spaces between the dice. So you'll see that in coming videos, healing, as well as posts and stuff. So yeah, all in all, short month, not that much reading, not that much crazy stuff happening in my life, and that's fine. So if you enjoyed the video, think about hitting the like button. If you like this bearded face, think about hitting the subscribe button. Put down in the comments what you read this month, as well as any recommendations that you want from me so I can check it out. Yeah, short month, short video. That's it. Stay safe out there and read some manga. Bye.